timing is good, might be able to run away with another point. Regardless, as we look at the rotations here, northern side so interesting. Never mind, hold that thought here. Troll definitely heard the footsteps of KD got there as well. Gonna cross by one another. The blue walls keep Troll at bay, and managing to get his teammates back into the game must be frustrating with the off timing.
Both of them having the same idea. Survival first, elimination second. So both of them just wanted to do some shopping at the vending machine. No harm, no foul there as UL and TAG continues their run. Some teams so far silent. I was looking for Total Gaming IQ to have some early impact, but they are taking it slow. And rightfully so at Mammoth. Big area to work with. Falcons running into Gun Dynasty, and this time it's Benel to take the hit. Quad for on fire. And double digits now for Falcons. Shairu getting found out on the P now, wins the 1v1, but there's 3 more Falcons about to descend from above. Shairu needs to make this quick, and Falcons will make it painless. Gun Dynasty out.
It feels like they're the Grim Reaper in this server right now. Moving around the map, taking these fights and eliminating so many different teams here. Shots knocked out already, and Team Secrets will follow suit, wanting to go huge in terms of eliminations as well. They're not done quite yet. Looking for the final member, or at least one more member of the Straw Hats there, who will fall and eliminate a PLS1 on a rampage. Team Secret already with 9 eliminations, even taking that damage dealer right now. Damage dealer and leader, excuse me.
That's what's been missing for Team Secret. A couple of recipes need to be fine-tuned from yesterday, especially when we look at some of the key players. T-Kui and PLS1, they need to work hand in hand and have a good day. It's the biggest advantage and also the biggest weakness of Team Secret, and yesterday it really is ugly hit. So far, good start to game 1, 9 eliminations under their belt and counting. Straw Hats though will again get their revive in, same as S8UL. Not out of the game just yet, but Nor actually dropped into the dens of the Lion. So that could be another 3 points for the Latam representatives.
Interestingly enough, we're seeing some of these teams start farming these eliminations, and there's so many of them. Falcons, Vitality as well. Team Secret is also another one of them. It's so scary just seeing them move around the area, and also so decisive on how exactly they move, rotate, and crunch so many of these players as soon as this execution happens. One thing's for sure though, is not as aggressive as I thought very early, and understandably so, as these teams start to get a feel of each other with their new strats, plays, even drop spots.
And this circle should finally force Total Gaming IQ to start making a move from Mammoth. And usually is an area that Twisted Mind likes to contest, but thankfully, since they are in the grand finals, it was freed up for TG. The Falcons once more, multiple UAVs deployed just to cover the ground, get the lay of the land out. 12 eliminations with Straw Hats within the vicinity of Limit's line of sight if he so wishes to. Let me look at the radar as well. Team Secret so far out, and actually Falcons with the scan catches all 4 of them at shrines.
And this is great, especially since they are going to be advantageous enough with the compound and the area. If Team Secret decides to just rotate over from northern side straight, they have to take this fight against the Falcons. Regardless, the circle will shift a bit more toward that southern side there, where TEC does have that middle area in full control. If anything, they can be the one that lays the law of the land, keeping the rest of teams out if they are strong enough.
TEC taking the center of Kalahari around command post, so there are some structures that they can still lean on for now, but my guess is the next circle shift will bring them all out into the open, and we saw that happen a couple of times yesterday, and that really is the true test for some of these teams. Can you fight out in the open? When it comes down to just raw decision making and the resources that you have, the battle of attrition will become the primary focus. For now, most of these squads still manage to slow it down. You see even the satellite dish occupied by Koja, Vitality spread out around Refinery, and this could help them intercept Team Secret.
Yeah, but they're not really showing their hand either, being very cautious right now. I don't think they've been spotted out quite yet. I was sort of expecting them to just really, you know, let her rip as the members of Team Secret rotate over and just really maybe steal away an elimination or two. But I think at this time, they're prioritizing on more opportune situations. Oh, crossby here. There's the first shot coming through. PLS1 barely survives that first encounter.
This high ground run is not going to be easy. They will have to use that glue wall. PLS1 sent onto the flank to try and get a couple of pickoffs. But this is where Team Secret sometimes struggle. Again, we talk about them having two key players that both need to have a good day. PLS1 starts it off good, takes out Koja on the satellite dish, and that's going to eliminate a big anchor for Vitality. Rescue come in, the medic in the form of Sabank. PLS1, if you can pin them down, Secret have a chance.
But Joel is there on the end, but got caught out there. Team Secret so aware. And even the Valiant actually quickly break those glue walls, but Dix a bit too aggressive there. Does not realize there's someone waiting in the wings and dumps him down. And Vitality, they thought they had the high ground here, now in trouble, but able to recover. Joel left bleeding, and the rest of Team Secret, well, for PLS1 is all about the reposition and just trying to get away and bring his teammates back into the game.
The setup was great for Team Secret, but the response was better from Team Vitality. Again, Koja bailing out his team, even though they lost the vantage point. And that's all thanks to Bang as well. The revive on the top of the satellite dish allowed them to recover in time. Not to mention Dix putting up a pretty good fight despite getting pushed by Tikui. So now Team Secret are really in hard water. Vitality, not willing to give up. Koja actually getting tagged his limit from downtown, saving PLS1.
You cannot cross the Falcons right now. So aware, positioning so good with the snipers. Nasty work, you can't cross, your head has to be down. And the rest of the Falcons, I don't think Jack is gonna survive this encounter anytime soon either. They're just keeping an eye out for any other stragglers coming into the circle. I don't think any more than that is going to be achieved.
14 points now for the Falcons. Next in front of them, Titan Esports Club. Fortunately, the point on Jack wasn't able to be picked up. Mr. Blue Zone was the one that got the elimination at the end. PLS1 is not going to get pushed. Let's see how much he can make out of this. KD got with a good tag. And TAG making good on the promise, but his limit steals it away. Team Secret outwoven, shot mid-air by Lion. So TAG now will have to make that small move, but they are going to try and pin down Falcons on top of that command tower.
Just really taking this step by step. First step was just taking out the Team Secret player and then crossing through. Straw Hats as well, going to be pressured. Troll hasn't been noted quite yet. He could be able to run away with an elimination or two. Regardless, Straw Hats still on the outer end here, but TEC, there we go. Quick, just knock him down there. Blade finds him in the end so quickly. We'll be able to walk away with another point as the elimination does come through. But the fight's not over quite yet. You also have to cross the final boss, which are the Falcons. The high ground full under control, but Straw Hats, the rest of them, are going to try and wrestle this area away.
And like I said earlier on, Tash, the circle is going to move out into the open. That's going to be the true test. TEC up against Straw Hats. TEC winning it out in a dominant fashion there, led by Blade with a triple. So down to the 5 teams. Falcons was early on pinned down by Lion, but now they descend from the skies and pick up a couple again. Najat tried to run away, but not possible. Could just responded on fire, but no confirmation there. TEC tried to fight back, but Falcons fight harder. 19 points.
Honestly, scary how they just waterfall down and completely obliterate TEC. Only Kutush is left alive. Hasn't been spotted quite yet. But the Falcons are still being super cautious, knowing there's another team watching and just seeing them close by. But it's Pina to open up that space, checking those corners, dotting their eye, crossing their T's. They spotted out TAG, also the Lions as well. But for the rest of TAG, they're not able to rotate into the zone and get completely annihilated.
Clamped down by the Lions, and the rotation was just too late. Given the Hail Mary didn't work out, Falcons getting pushed, but still able to retrieve that teammate's Kororo, bleeding up profusely, but in the end was able to patch himself back up. So Falcons back up on their feet and now are in a prime position to take the first booyah, unless Lion has something to say about it.
They're just still waiting patiently right now. There's a lot of pressure coming in from so many different angles. Lion cannot come through the front door, so they're gonna move away to a different compound and just really barricade themselves inside.
Total Game may have a chance now. The circle in their favor is going to start shifting, so TG, they can move and let Lion and Falcons play this out.
Waiting here, Aztec gonna rush forward, cannot do so quite yet. Water, great opening onto On Fire, just to cripple down the Falcons a little bit more.
Play slow. Slow and steady, you do not need to rush this. Circle in your favor, TG. This is your chance. You've seen your friends do it yesterday. You know it's possible. Falcons now threatened by the blue.
Have to move forward as well. Here's Gameskin keeping the rest of the Falcons away from the zone. And they're forced to move away. Zoned out, on fire, knocked down, and eliminated. Mafia doing the damage and taking away that space. The Falcons, numbers dwindling, space not in their favor. And as for the rest of the team here, TG forced because they have to be aware that the Lion is close by.
Great rotation from Lion on the flank as well. TG, can they stop the Aztec? Gets traded out by Hacks. They had the position, but Lion knew just where to strike hard water in to try and salvage the situation and get a couple of points for himself. It's Gameskin drops down the building, but he does have Aztec and Shanky left with him. This is still very doable for Total Gaming IQ.
Tiny is so good, and thanks to Lion, they have a bit more space to work with. But the shots coming in from Joker is just incredible. Water knocked down. And then for TG, gonna rush forward here. Lion only one member left. Joker gonna try and make some magic here. But I don't think TG is gonna allow that to happen. A reposition is that the glue wall set down, but it's going to be broken. And TG, booyah to start off the day.
Another booyah for the region. Total Gaming Esports IQ Aztec was the lifeline for the team. And again, great decision at the very end. They get the favor of the circle shift and they played it cool, calm and collected. But flowers to Lion as well. Finding the flank, taking the back end rotation and almost catching TG off guard. And that is the true test we've been talking about. When you're forced out into the open and have to play the battle of attrition, can you manage your nerves? And TG says, of course we can. Aztec, Water, they held the front very, very well and just good enough to allow the game to play it out.
Honestly, incredible stuff. I was a little bit worried just now, just seeing the Falcons all the way till the end. The circle fortunately giving them that space, but I have to say that being able to pick and choose who your foes really are and being able to just, I would say, take it step by step, round by round to be able to secure that final moment. But if we go back into that game, I love to see how aggressive and how quickly teams are going to move. But let's have a look at the comps.
आराम से स्नाइपर ही चूतिया की कर रहा है मादर चोट चल मार लेट्स गो बैन चोट आराम से ऐसे खेलने बस चार.
And there you have it, Total Gaming Esports IQ with the first booyah on the big stage. We just say this is the stage where dreams come true, and it did come true yesterday for a couple of teams. And history will only keep on writing itself as long as the players are putting in the legwork. Now with TG on the board, Lion definitely will be looking for their first couple of close calls. But close calls aren't enough, and I think Lion also knew that they had it. They had that rotation, but we did see Water holding the flank, and it was just good enough to keep them in the running. A couple of teams though that bombed out early, DRS, Aurora Gaming, they start stepping up now because they have 2 days to warm up. Today, every single round counts.
Yeah, and I think it's really scary as well, granted that how many of these teams have started to just really become the Reaper to move around the map and start to farm these eliminations. One of them are the Falcons. I believe they got 21 eliminations throughout the entirety of that lobby, moving around the area, forcing these fights. And when they go for these fights as well, it's very decisive on how they want to execute, and they chunk in from different angles, not allowed to
talk about them having quite the unfortunate start. S8UL getting 7 points, Straw Hats getting 8, and even Team Secret having a good drop on the Team Vitality onto Refinery, but unfortunately weren't able to convert that initial pick. That did cost them a little bit, but even for TAG, right, they had a pretty decent run up into the top 5, but once more they were pinned down by Lion, and the rotation just came in a bit too late. So overall, this game one really just set the stage. Falcons once more showing that it really doesn't matter if the booyah goes to them or not. They still were able to rack up the most points on Kalahari, and this should be a reoccurring theme for the rest of the survival stage. But we have plenty of action awaiting you guys. We'll be back in just a bit.
Play is in our DNA. When whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler won. You're done.
And that is exactly the start that we expected from the survival stages, with Total Gaming taking that booyah, which was a little bit unexpected, don't you think, Conchita?
It was. But then again, that fight, the top three teams, oh my God, we have Total Gaming, we have Lion, and of course, that was some intense fight. I did not expect to see the fight breaking so soon, honestly.
Yeah, and if we have a look at that sort of earlier fight, you know, we were chatting about Team Vitality against Team Falcons, and from the initial start, did they come out kicking and swinging? I mean, Vitality had about 8 eliminations before Zone 1 closed, and the Falcons was on about 7. But obviously, if we touch on the Falcons there, they actually ended up with about 21 eliminations at the end. Yeah. And I did say that, you know, they needed to work a little bit more on their placement, and they hit out in third, so that would have secured immense points for the Team Falcons. And honestly, the wipe on Aurora from them is something that they'll probably be a little bit cheering for, not for Aurora's sake, but obviously Team Falcons being able to eliminate these teams that really need to do well.
Then again, they were the 2024 champions, even though they came in with brand new rosters. I'm pretty sure Team Falcons are here to stay, and they are here to survive the day. Then again, one thing that really interests me was the way they take out Falcons one by one. You know, I see that they got their advantage by being in a better position during the last circle, but man, that was so amazing what they did to Team Falcons.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, this is where like Team Falcons probably played a little bit too aggressive in the final circle. It is okay to do that stuff at the start, but again, we have to bring Lion in the conversation as well, because from the group stages yesterday, they were up in the top sort of series on our leaderboard. So the fact that they were able to come in that second place as well and holding it in there, finishing off, I think it was about 7 eliminations, and that was a great feat from them. But of course, not taking away from Total Gaming, so it is something that, you know, these guys are going to be doing incredibly well. But look, if we touch on Team Lions, do you think that they have the grit and tenacity to keep going?
Yeah, I mean, did you see how Joker was the last man standing, and he really gave him all? Just take a look at the key players. It's dominated by mostly the players that are showing their true identity, and that one of them is, of course, Joker from Lion itself.
Yeah, and you don't want to be, you know, messing around with the Joker, okay, if we've seen anything from that. So it looks like these players, you know, they know exactly what is meant for them today. And something that I sort of wanted to bring up as well is Gun Dynasty.
Yeah! It was quite unfortunate, of course, what happened with Gun Dynasty, but then again, I am hoping and praying for the best. I am keeping my fingers crossed because I really want to see what they bring to the table today. I mean, we all saw some hope just on the first day of the group stage, right? We are hoping that they keep the same spirit, they have the same tenacity, and that is exactly what we're looking for today.
Yeah, and we talk about these sort of slow starts across our matches and obviously from the group stages, but when we've got 10 matches today, no break, just all surviving in the survival stages, these teams need to sort of take more of that, you know, I guess play style from these top hitting teams like the Falcons and even Team Vitality, where they sort of progressed and had these eliminations up the top there. This is probably the crucial moment that these teams need to capitalize on eliminations. Obviously, it's awesome to get the booyah and additional points for placement, but it is the sort of kicking things off that they need to cement themselves at the top, because we only send is a 2-3 to the top.
Yeah, and talking about Team Vitality, one thing that I really want to talk about is when they were facing Team Secret, the only Vietnamese team that we have in EWC this year. That was something, right? They finally built themselves out of that situation just to be taken out by SAUL. So they need to be more careful. Okay, I'm talking about Team Vitality, but I guess now it's time to go back to the casters. I'm pretty sure they have a lot to say about the first game. So without further delay, take it away, guys. Thank you very much, Conchita, as well as Lace. That was crazy stuff coming in from Kalahari. Map 1 already. Total Gaming Esports IQ starting it really, really hot. But it's the Falcons that went all the way to the end, farming those eliminations, showing us what aggression looks like, and I don't think they'll be stopping anytime soon.
Not at all. That's the third booyah for the region of India. You know what? I'm just gonna rub it in soon. That's 2 more booyahs over Vietnam so far at EWC. Alright, you got a secret, you gotta step up. We've seen some moments of brilliance there. Again, it really came down to what I believe Tico said in the early interview piece, that 70% effort and hard work, 30% luck. And as much as we look back at the final circle of game 1, you have to sprinkle a little bit of that pixie dust, because it was the circle shift that really caught Falcons off guard. They ended up from being in the best position in the final circle to being in the worst position. So it was with some stroke of luck, TG got the booyah done, but it's not an enemy taking away the effort that they put in to make it happen, right? If not, the Lion would have been the team that won the round. With that aside, we're going to head into game 2 in just a little bit, and I want to see if this trend is going to continue, because we're going all the way back to a classic map.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the basics as well. We saw a little bit more of aggression early. Now, for some of these teams in the lobby, I believe that when we look at the bottom, right, Aurora Gaming, Gun Dynasty, DRS, we haven't really seen too much from them as well. I believe that throughout out of all these last 3, only Gun Dynasty ended up going out of the game with about 2 eliminations. So these are what I would feel for teams like, say, Daryl, Daryl, and also Gun Dynasty. They're a team that I would say love to go for eliminations. They love to go for skirmishes early. We didn't get to see that, but we might be able to see so here as Alu in the front of the compound, head-to-head up against Vitality.
Yeah, tough fight. Quite the challenge to take for yourself, DRS. Remember, not meaning too much able to work with, and they did drop on the edge, so the bigger compound given over to the Hornets. Gun Dynasty hunted down by Titan Esports Club. Another start that just not in the favor of GD. DRS actually fighting an early knockdown as well, but I think Vitality are fighting back at Vietnam Village. GD again sent on the run.
Look at these rotations there as well. Yeah, that's funny here. Ooh, Koja. They have bitten more than he can chew there. Also going to be the next one sent back out, as the other 2 members of Vitality are just going to move away there, separated from one another after all. I think this is a good thing, since C-Bank is the one is close to a factory, being able to bring back his teammate into the game. Good recovery.
Yeah. I think for Team Vitality themselves, it actually, as making it to the grand finals means more than just qualifying for a chance at the trophy, right? Like last year, the 3 Indonesian teams in the grand finals were Vitality, EVOS, and RQ. And of course, they won that reunion there.
Right.
And people usually don't remember second places, but Vitality finished second in Royale last year. So this is going to be quite the pressure for the Indonesians. David finds a isolated Najat. That's kept the point for his team, but the rest of the TEC are coming in. Let's see if David can build himself out of this one. That's what Hunter has to work with. Play around the corner with the Bison. That's the 3rd point for TEC.
Quick with that as well. You can hear the team just celebrating there. You can hear how loud they're cheering throughout all of that. Except for Aurora. I think 2 eliminations already super quickly. And this is great for them as well. Got to make up for those lost points after they had gotten eliminated a little bit too early from that last map.
This time the circle should have a good chance of going over to the northern side. SAUL against Straw Hats. Something that was predicted by Lucifer earlier on. GD gets full revive. And another visitation made to Vietnam Village, this time by Team Secret. Earlier on, DRS were able to drive out the majority of Vitality. But Team Secret, they're looking for some redemption here for day number 2. To see if DRS can build themselves out of this situation. This Lion, they do find, I believe, TG. That's going to be 2 points for them.
Splitting the games right now. Mission's not seeing anyone in the corner as well. I am curious to see where exactly the trajectory of the Team Secret players are going to be as well, since Pratik is being pressured by Joel all the way top side. Knocked down already. teammate trying his best to just really maybe bring his teammate back into the game. But Tikui sees otherwise. Bit of cover. And being the gatekeeper after all takes a bit of damage, but securing that point, taking it away from Team Vitality feels rough.
Yeah, I do like what Team Secret is doing right now. I'm going to take Vietnam Village and play that late rotation game, which might benefit them in the end. So I think instead of the circle, they're just going to move pretty far up. So a lot of teams will want to look for the early entry, which does give them more late room to work with. Now it's just about clearing out the compound and making sure that there's no one who's hunkered down here. Don't really want any squatters in this area. Team Secret, they found their fifth PLS1 of the Joel, and now they have control of Vietnam Village.
Loving the way how Team Secret is taking this step by step. First of all, find the first play in the front. Do not allow Joel to really pressure us and then come in together as a team, not allowing this 1v1 fights. Now it's about the long rotation into that circle as you have Pina here on the screen. Triple damage to a Jack, nothing really connecting as he will be repositioning quickly away from his life. Crossing past two teams! But it's Vitality that is waiting in the wings and taking away that point. Vitality is so slippery. There's so many close calls from that first map all the way to here, even yesterday. And for them being able to just really stabilize and bring themselves back into the game all the way to the end is what they aim for.
And get the full revive on top of that. That's AUL unfortunately bows out early. 8 more games to go after this. So we slowly cross out the list. Falcons. Contrary to game 1, this is definitely one of the most slowest start. TAG against GD. Magab against Wogan. Dome gets dropped, blocked up by the blue wall, but Wogan is going to start receiving extra resistance. Let's try Root. Good stuff. Wogan getting it done. The backup from Shoto confirms Gun Dynasty's demise. Another early exit for the hopefuls.
Twice already and such a heartbreak. The crowd's so excited as outcome here. Shanky barely alive right now as they're able to just really rush forward once they take away the space from Vitality, but D-Bank huge on those 2 knockdowns. Wota and Shanky down and out. Is Vitality happy with this outcome as a double elimination from this guy. And they will be rushing forward into another area. Trying to find the final member if they can. Mafia, you gotta get out of here. You gotta bring your teammates back into the game. You wanna prolong your survivability.
And it should be achievable. We did use a Garena players of Calzalistera where Venation is present. Won't be able to get a full team revive, but you gotta start somewhere. Shanky and Aztag being the choice. And Vitality, of course, catching Total Gaming Haiku. Completely off guard from behind and now putting our hit list on the Mafia. They aim to finish the job. Falcons just passing by Observatory. Would you say that there's a good chance that this circle goes all the way up north? Now we see that long rotations come in. TEC actually already in the circle along with TAG. The South Asian teams taking center stage. And they someone used the binoculars on the northern side. I believe both of them now did. On the other side of the mirror, they might be looking for the same rotation trajectory. We'll check in on that in just a little bit. DRS out from the jaws. The Falcons limit somehow his Stroax right there.
Oh my gosh, you do not want to cross this guy. Not able to get that final member, but it's enough damage already. The 4 eliminations, a little bit slower than the first map, but still so confident on where they go and how exactly they want to be able to be taking this fight. It's going to be a quick launch pad? No. Yeah, quick into the zone as well. I have to be careful because the majority of teams have started to rotate northern side because this is a hard shift to the top, so that southern side is about to get super busy at peak especially.
Yeah, most of the teams inside the safe zone, clearly comfortably tucked in, are the South Asian squads. And TEC is one of them, right in the center. Slightly north of Riverside, as we check back at the earlier ambush by Team Vitality on the Total Gaming. Let's see back with the opener with these coming in as a follow-up, completely catching them off guard. Team Secret now running into Aurora Gaming. And the blitz is a bit too much for Aurora to put up much of a resistance. So that's already 2 bodies dropped. June now is going to be next on the hit list. And Secret chases him down. Can June hold a candle to this man, the prodigy of Vietnam? The answer, clear as day. T-Crane secures the 8th for Team Secret.
This guy is going completely nuclear right now, and we already expected that the southern side is about to get super hectic. With the Axel, the last person standing for the team, forced to move away here, but Team Secret has been hot. Rushes forward, some head-to-head here, but Koja goes huge with 2 knockdowns already. Now, it's all about just finding the final member there, and on to the hunt. That's a quad kill for him. And the rest of Vitality, BLS1, what are you going to do here? You got to survive. You got to be able to go forward there. High ground advantage. His head out in the open. But he tries to rally back. But his HP being chunked down. You can't hold on more than that in the end. Could possibly survive longer thanks to the blue walls and movements. But Joel finally finds it in the end. Team Secret a bit too early. But he would have liked.
A reoccurring nightmare for the Vietnamese. The second time Team Vitality bested them today. First time was in Kalahari when they were able to fight back at the refinery, and now a full team right after Team Secret just got up to a good fight off of Aurora. TAG winning this one against Lion. Sahilja leading the charge with a 9th point for the Indian team.
Crowd goes crazy down there out of that fight. Now for the rest of the team, they want more. No Lion close by. Have to be aware that the high ground advantage they have could be detrimental. And a good call going for this 2-2 split. A crunch could be huge for them if they're able to just really pull away the attention from one end. Now Hacks and Games can pull away from TAG, relenting, giving away that space, choosing to go into the circle instead. But this later rotation makes me a bit worried for them, especially since TEC and the Falcons, Straw Hats, very healthy, early, and ready to receive these later rotators.
I like what Team Apex Gaming are doing right now. Making sure that they stay close to the safe zone, but they're also avoiding conflict. So this middle area is going to be their stronghold. And when the circle closes in, they can slowly work their way through. Because with this density of populations, there's quite the high possibility that TAG doesn't even have to get their hands dirty. Stroller is gunned down by Hacks with the Mac 10. The rest of DRS comes in through the doorway. Patik, next victim. It's Games can get in the knuckle sandwich. Lion are barely holding on, and DRS trying to blow through the front door. Trogon in hand. The electrotherapy to work with as well. So these long fights benefit them a bit more. Hacks around the doorway. Out looking his flank. Games King caught on the crossfire and has completely turned it around.
Lions somehow managing to find that final window of opportunity. Very small though, but able to be abused. Still aware there's still one more player on the top side, DRS. Could he be able to make magic here? It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation. But you also have to worry about Total Gaming IQ coming into the fray close by. Perhaps if they come in and join on the fight, could give a window of opportunity for Takuri to survive. No, Aurora is also here, coming forward. More bodies, more advantage. As Lion gonna try and find Team Vitality in that cross. But Team Vitality undeterred. Koja takes a bit of damage, but the total bodies and gun barrels a bit too much to bear. As Aurora also were able to pick up a few eliminations of their own.
Team Apex Gaming actually was scanned out by Dinocular early on. So we'll see if that information is going to translate to anything. I believe they now drop down Dinoculars and they spotted out a bunch of dashes of TEC. Team Vitality with 12 points in. DRS around the corner, but the compound also surrounded by the Aurora players. The Malaysian team, they need to get rid of Sebek right now. He's holding too strong a flank. And Zuez sent to execute the task. Breaks the glue wall with the Oscar, but Koja and Drace covers all of the area. The Sixers so well dealt with by Vitality. Joel is just making magic happen.
So hard when you are getting pressured by Joel and the collapse happening as well. Just too much to deal with. Aurora now in trouble. The Axel is just all alone. And Nakuri, the window of opportunity presented on a silver platter. Sebek gonna try and go in for the flank. Goes exactly where Axel is. Not aware. So the wipeout happens. The Aurora knocked out the map, but the zone is closing in. 2G waiting in the front, hoping to pressure the members of Team Vitality, but also aware that Falcons are close.
The TAG just got a wipeout as well, but not without a cause. They lost 3 out of the 4 members, and only KD got his left. Is it enough to be a lifeline? The vending machine no longer an answer right now. It's a 1v1 between him and Couture. So we just talked about the Dynarchus scanning out both of these squads. And the result is going to be KD going around the corner, having most of the health bar and getting the confirmation in. 13 points for Team Apex Gaming. More than enough. Vitality now finally find the Falcons, but the Strawheads are also there. A 3-way fight, and Falcons never get feasted on. Women looking for a way out of this predicament. But they were able to find Kuro at first, the blue walls, buying a bit of time and space.
Yeah, managed to go for the revive as well, but the Straw Hats not allowing them to go for this reset. Clean up house. 6 eliminations already going in for that reposition. Aware that somewhere on the other end there, you also have Takuri on the outer side. I don't think he's going to be able to get into the zone. Vitality's on fire right now, already 6 eliminations in the bag. DRS will be eliminated, but he did survive a bit longer. As KD God and off angle will be abused. Another point for them. And KD God doing the most to prolong this run for his team.
Doing more than enough. The only team with a full squad left are the Hornets. Team Vitality denied in game 1, but game 2 solid as a rock. KD God now getting rushed. Koja as the first participant, but this is a team game, so Vitality calls in the full squad. But they're also making sure that they don't give up too much ground, so KD God gets freed up for a while. As shocked as he finds Rota off screen, Joel though steals that point away. Z-Bang now finds Aztec.
Yeah. Now quickly position, trying to run away with their lives, trying to fight a different way, but Koja is on the hot end, chasing a quick knockdown. Who as well will see the same fate? KD God all alone. What are you gonna do here? Whole team is coming for you, and that's all they can do because Vitality comes here for that booyah, aggressive as hell.
Gotta deliver a booyah on home soil. In the heart of France, Team Vitality gets that boon. Again, definitely do not want to miss the grand finals, a grand reunion. And in a lobby with you adult, the Falcon Slayers, you better make good on that name, and indeed they did. I believe 21 eliminations, and the booyah, that's going to be 33 big points. Hornets now in a strong spot, but once more, the Indians and the Bangladeshis, they put up quite the performance here on Bermuda. Straw Hats in top 4, TAG total